The most shocking facts about the World Trade Center towers. The iconic World Trade Center Twin Towers in midtown Manhattan were a triumph of human imagination and will. But do you know the whole truth behind the Twin Towers? Are you aware of the full story behind the two towers? And why has it been the site of several big criminal and terrorist incidents? Also, what have the conspiracies said over the years that have proven to be true? Hello friends, welcome back to our channel, Country Facts. Let's get in to know more about the WTC Towers. The idea of building a World Trade Center in New York City was first suggested in 1943. The New York State Legislature passed a bill that gave Governor Thomas E. Dewey permission to start making plans for the project. But in 1949, the plans were put on hold. In the late 1940s and early 1950s, most of New York City's economic growth took place in midtown Manhattan. David Rockefeller suggested that the Port Authority build a World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan to help the area get back on its feet. The Port Authority of New York and New Jersey started making plans to use eminent domain to get rid of the shops in Radio Row, which is between Vesey, Church, Liberty, and West Streets. This was in 1961 when the Port Authority decided to build the world's first World Trade Center. They could live on the east side of Lower Manhattan near South Street Seaport or on the west side near the Hudson Terminal Station of the Hudson and Manhattan Railroad. In the first plans for the World Trade Center, which were made public in 1961, a site along the East River was chosen. As an agency that works in both New York and New Jersey, the Port Authority had to get approval for new projects from the governors of both states. The governor of New Jersey, Robert B. Maynor, didn't like the idea of a $335 million project going to New York. At the end of 1961, talks with New Jersey Governor Maynor, who was leaving office, came to a standstill. At the time, the number of people using the H&M Railroad in New Jersey had dropped a lot, from a high of 113 million in 1927 to 26 million in 1958. This was because new tunnels and bridges for cars had been built across the Hudson River. In December of 1961, the director of the Port Authority, Austin J. Tobin, met with the newly elected governor of New Jersey, Richard J. Hughes, and offered to take over the H&M Railroad. They also decided to move the World Trade Center project to the site of the Hudson Terminal, building on the west side of Lower Manhattan. This was because it was easier for PATH commuters from New Jersey to get to this location. New Jersey agreed to help with the World Trade Center project because of the new location and the fact that the Port Authority brought the H&M Railroad. As part of the deal, the Port Authority changed the name of the H&M to PATH, which stands for Port Authority Trans-Hudson. The Port Authority gave each business on Radio Row $3,000 to make up for having to move, no matter how long the business had been there or how well it was doing. In March 1965, the Port Authority started buying properties in the area for the World Trade Center. In March 1966, Radio Row was torn down. By the end of the year, the whole thing was gone. New York City Mayor John Lindsay and the New York City Council also had to agree. Tax issues were at the center of disagreements with the city. On August 3, 1966, it was decided that the Port Authority would pay the city yearly payments in place of taxes for the part of the World Trade Center that was rented out to private tenants. As the real estate tax went up in the following years, so did the payments. So how were the towers before the attack? Before the attacks of September 11, 2001, it was known for its huge twin towers. Each of them had 110 stories and stood out on the New York skyline. One World Trade Center's roof was 1,368 feet high, and two World Trade Center's roof was 1,362 feet high. The architect Minoru Yamasaki designed the towers, which opened in April 1973. For a short time, they were the tallest buildings in the world, but the Sears Tower in Chicago, which was finished in May 1973, passed them. Each of the Twin Towers had 97 passenger elevators, 21,800 windows, and about an acre of rentable space per floor. On the 107th floor of the South Tower, there was an observation deck. A 360-foot tall TV mast was attached to the North Tower. Before 2001, there was a major terrorist attack on the complex. On February 26, 1993, terrorists put a big bomb in the underground garage of 2 World Trade Center. The bomb went off, damaging the building's base, killing 6 people and hurting more than 1,000. The attack on September 11, 2001 was much worse. 2 commercial planes were flown into the towers on purpose by hijackers. The first plane hit the North Tower at 8:46 a.m. local time, and the second plane hit the South Tower at 9:03. At 9:59 a.m., the badly damaged and engulfed in flames South Tower fell. About a half hour later, the North Tower also fell. Other buildings in and around the complex were also destroyed or hurt by debris from the towers. About 2,750 people died. Nearly a year was spent cleaning up the wreckage and finding bodies at the World Trade Center site, and there was a lot of talk about how to rebuild it all over the country. In the summer of 2002, two design competitions were started, one to replace the towers that had fallen, and the other to create a memorial for the victims of both the 1993 and 2001 attacks. At the beginning of 2003, the winning building plan was announced. It was to be called Freedom Tower, and it was supposed to be 1,776 feet tall. The tower's design was changed again, but its height stayed the same. These changes were made public in June 2005. Later, the building was renamed One World Trade Center, and it opened to the public in November 2014. Several other buildings were planned for the complex site. But what did the conspiracy theories say? I've heard conspiracy theories about the hidden symbols and what they mean to our money for as long as I can remember. Even if some of the claims seem crazy, scholars and skeptics have taken them seriously and studied money to find out what the symbols on it might be trying to tell us. Conspiracy theorists all over the world got a new lease on life after the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. Some people also said the U.S. government planned or let the attacks happen. Others have said that the $20 bill contains a warning about the attacks. According to www.foldmoney.com, all you have to do to prove this theory is fold the bill in half, fold the back left up, fold the back right up, and then turn the whole thing over to see a picture that looks eerily like the World Trade Center towers going up in smoke. Some people say that any similarity is just a coincidence, but at first glance, it does look pretty creepy. Guys, try to stay calm, but look at this screenshot from The Simpsons. What do you think? When you use the WTC silhouette as numbers, it spells out New York 9/11. Those Ivy Leaguers who write The Simpsons are definitely connected to the Skull and Bone Society, and they did 9/11, so it was an inside job. A secret plan, they think. Nicholas West of ActivistPost.com says that the May 2nd episode of The Simpsons, called To Surveil with Love, seems to be a warning about a false flag attack. A false flag attack is a secret operation in which a country attacks itself to change public opinion. The attack, which was thought to be a nuclear blast, was supposed to happen last Saturday. And luckily, it was found in time and talked about on the internet, which made the people who planned it feel bad and stop for now. $9 was chosen as a cheap fare that was funny. Honestly, it's funnier than $10, $11, or $8. Maybe it's the sound of the word 9 and the fact that it only has one syllable. To make an ad for it, it made sense for the artist to use a silhouette of New York City. It's pretty clear what it means, and I agree that it's creepy, especially since it's the only episode of any show that ever had a whole act of the World Trade Center jokes. So, I think that's going to do it for today's video about the WTC towers. If you liked today's video, we invite you to check out more videos like this one on our channel. All you got to do is press the like button and make sure you subscribe to our channel and you'll get more updates. Thanks for watching.